channel, Fun Designs. Today we'll be learning how to draft a sleeveless A-line dress. Sleeveless for beginners means no sleeve at all. We are only going to add a bit of design around the ankle. So we'll start by folding our fabrics. Now, you won't fold your fabrics into two, like equal parts, no. You're going to fold your fabric a bit, just enough for the measurements you're using. So today, here we have the measurements we're using today. Gown length is 35 inches. We're going to add 2 inches to 35 inches for folding, to fold this in. Then shoulder, today we're using 15 inches divided by 2, which is 7.5. You won't add allowance to shoulder, you leave it at that. The bust is 34. 34 divided by 4 gives us 8.5, which is 8.5, plus 2 gives us 10.5. For our waist, we're having 32 inches divided by 4, which is 8, plus 2, 10. For our hip, we're having 40 inches divided by 4, that's 10, plus 2 inches, which is 12. For our round sleeve, we have 11 inches divided by 2, which is 5.5, plus 2, 7.5. Now, if you notice, most of the measurements here will divide by 4, while some will divide by 2. That's because you can't divide all, you can't divide everything by 4. There are some you divide by 4, there are some you divide by 2. You divide your shoulder by 2, you divide your round sleeve by 2. Now for your bust divided by 4 plus 2. You may wonder why we add that 2 inches. 2 inches is for allowance at the side. Then same as waist and hips. So let's get started. We want to start by getting our gown length. Gown length is 35 plus 2, which is what, 37. So you just rule that out like this. 37. Then the main gown length, which is what, 35. Now we'll come here, we get our shoulder. Our shoulder is what, 7.5. Usually for everybody's shoulder is 8. But if you're smaller in stature, or for kids, you can get 7.5. Because if you go beyond 7.5 for kids or for a slim person, it becomes too wide here. So let's start 7.5. After getting our 7.5, the dress is a round neck, so we're using 3 by 4. 3 by 4. That is, the width is 4, the length is 3. It's like this. Alright, for the shoulder, we're using 2 inches. Or you could use 3. Let's use 2.5. Now remember, how do you get somebody's round sleeve? You just divide your bust divided by 4. Like what we have here, if our bust is 34, divided by 4 is what? 8.5. So that would be her round sleeve. For some people, their round sleeve is 9, some 10. It depends on how big the person is. But this dress is for a slim person. So what we have here is 8.5. So you connect the lines like this. Eight and a half. So let's move on. Her bust is what? 10 and a half. But it's not a tight dress though, it's a free dress. So let's make it 11 so it will have enough allowance. Okay, before we go to this, let me show you how you get your waist, your bust, waist and hip on a fabric. How do you know where you should have the bust, the waist or the hip? Bust is 10, that from shoulder to your bust is 10 inches. Now from shoulder to your waist is 16 inches. From your waist to your hip is 24 inches. This is the standard measurement for anybody, whether you're tall, you're short, fat or slim. This is the standard measurement on how to get the bust, waist and hip. So now let's move on. To our bust, we've already gotten what? 11. To our waist, the waist we have here is what? 10. After adding allowance and everything, we have 10 inches. For the hip, we have 12 inches. Remember, we've added our allowance. So we have 12 inches. But remember, I said it's going to be a free A-line dress. We're not using zip at the back. So I'm going to add extra 1 inch to our initial measurements, so she can wear the dress freely. 1 inch. Now, because it is an A-line dress, when shaping it, we won't bring our hand inside. You only bring your hand, you curve your hand in when you are sewing a fitted dress or a pencil dress. But because it's a free A-line dress, instead of removing from the initial measurements you have here, you're going to add. So what we have here is 13. What we're going to have here will be what? 14. So it will be free for her to put on. So it's time to connect all these lines together to shape our dress.
A new SMS from.
To shape our dress. So you go like this. You might want to use a ruler to be really sure of what you are doing. You connect the lines like this. Bust to waist, waist to hip, and hip to where? The gown length. To make it look smoother, I will just use my hand. Like so. So it's time to cut. When cutting, follow the chalk you have on the fabric. Don't go beyond what you've sketched here. You may want to be careful for a beginner. No need to rush. Take it slowly. Take it so slow so that you don't make a mistake. Now remember, we have 2 lines at the end of the gown for the gown length. Remember, this is the initial gown length, the measurements for the gown. This one is for what? The allowance for folding in. So don't forget, don't start by cutting the first one, cut the second one. So because it is a free dress, A-line dress, we will not be using what? Darts. That's why I didn't put any allowance for that. It's just a free summer dress. Now let's come to the shoulder. We're going to bend the shoulder by half an inch. You can use 1 inch, but I want to use half an inch. Right, so it will have fitting when you put it on. So here we have the front of the dress. It's looking good already. Now for a fabric that has a sticker like this on it, you don't want to use your hand to pull it off. You use what? A hot iron or hot pressing iron. So that's for the front. We're going to use the same front to cut the back. So we're going to fold our fabric again to get the back. Now remember, there will be no zip allowance because the dress won't be having a zip. So you want to make sure both parts are equal. So as you can see, we have excess what? Fabric here. And we don't want to waste the material. What do? You reduce it. So we're cutting the exact same thing for the back. The only difference will be the neck. The neck for the back will be a bit higher than the front. So make sure you take your time to set everything, so you don't make any mistake. Now remember, for the front pattern we used 3 by 4. So for the back we're using 3 by, let's say, 2. Three by 2. So you just trace out the rest. So there you have it. So remember what I said about getting the bust, waist and hip. I said to get the bust from shoulder to your bust is 10 inches, the standard measurement for anybody. 10 inches for your waist, 16 inches for your hips, 24 inches. All right, so that will be all for today. In our next video, we're going to be bringing to you something different from today's video. So thank you for watching, and do remember to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Is there something you want to talk about? Do you have any question about today's video? Is there something you don't understand or you would like to add to today's video? Please do make sure to leave a comment down below. I still remain on Fun Design. Thank you.